Altrincham have got their second victory of the season, a 3-1 victory against Farsley Celtic. We're talking to manager Phil Parkinson. Phil, I think particularly with the second half display, you're going to be a pretty happy man this afternoon.
Yeah, I thought 75 minutes we've absolutely dominated. Should have been more. Obviously missing a penalty is disappointing, but we had some real good chances that we could have been well clear, 4-5. However, they had a couple as well. I'm not going to say it was all plain sailing by any means. And the last 10 minutes, I wasn't happy at all with the final part of the game with regards how that went and the way the game swung slightly when they got the goal. So that's something that we're definitely not ignoring and sweeping it under the carpet. We're not saying everything's rosy by any way, shape or form, but the lads were absolutely outstanding for 75 minutes, and that's an Altrincham team that I do want to associate myself with, and that's an Altrincham team that is reflective of what we're all about.
Ashley Hemmings has got us going, and it was a terrific goal. He started the move, moved the ball out left, it's come back to him, created a bit of space, and he's got a bit of a wand of a left foot.
He has, he's outstanding, and he was superb today. I mean, me and Neil spoke at length about should we go solid with the way that we've been playing of late in terms of the way the results have been going. But I felt we're at home, we should be on the front foot, we should be playing to try and win the game, not to try and nick something, because that's certainly not what we're all about. So it really paid off for us playing Ash in the 10 rather than another centre midfield and going a flat 3. We stuck to our guns and what we believed in, it paid off with Ashley. We've had to be patient with him. I've been harping on about playing lads fit. He's one that we've had to play fit because of his limited match time, but you're seeing we're reaping the rewards of that on today's performance. He was outstanding. I feel, bar Josh Hancock, he's probably one of the few players who can get on the half turn in there and really drive forward and retain the ball for us. But the goal that he scored is what Ash Hemmings is all about, just sheer quality.
We started the second half very well, but then we missed a penalty, and the good thing was we didn't let that affect us, and we carried on playing the good football and creating chances, and eventually the second goal.
Yes, it did, and Jordan got 2 goals, didn't he? So absolutely made up for him. I'm disappointed he couldn't get that hat-trick. But I felt Youssef was a big positive as well with regards our front play, particularly second half. I thought he was tiring at the end of the first. I was just about to prepare Tom to come on, and it's like he found a second win. I don't think he wanted to come off actually, but obviously with Southport in mind on the Tuesday, we need to be clever with who we bring off and who we keep on. But again, like I'm saying about Ash, Youssef had very limited amount of game time. So there's going to be really good times with Youssef, and there'll be times where we have to grin and bear it, where he's probably going to be a bit indifferent because he'll be catching up with himself. But listen, that was far more like what we're all about, and hopefully we'll be able to shut a few people up for a while now. But hey, Tuesday will come fast and we need to be at it again.
Yeah, Youssef has done very well. His first game back at the club, and again early in the second half he's had a bit of a purple patch, and he just gives us something, a little bit of an extra dimension that probably isn't there in the rest of the squad.
Well, he's exciting, he runs past people, he's reminiscent of, I'm giving him a massive compliment here, like Thierry Henry in his heyday, where if he's getting past you, you're not coming back at him, and he's so strong and unorthodox. And if he can get that end product right, I mean, I think he's hit one and it's destined for the top corner. I think it got, with the way we've been, I think it hits Jordan in the face or in the head and it stops going in. But he'll be a big plus for us. That's why as soon as I could get hold of him and bring him back, I did everything I could to do that. And obviously, Ash Hemmings doing ever so well for us in there, and Jordan and JJ. We're looking something like now on that attacking front. And I always said once I can get them key players on the pitch, that we should start firing again. I'm really bitterly disappointed that we couldn't keep that clean sheet at the end. With that 10 minutes just wasn't acceptable. But overall, midfield was superb today. Sean Williams absolutely running it in there. Simon Richmond doing what Simon does, absolute dynamo in there, picking first, second, third balls up. The our full-backs were really exciting today. Toby and James created the penalty that we didn't score. So again, showing what they can do offensively. And as I said, Tomo, James and Toby in particular will be really disappointed they haven't kept a clean sheet there, because they deserve one for their overall performance.
To be fair to Farsley, it was a great cross and a smart header by David Sines.
It was. He's a very good player. I'm surprised he didn't start. He really gave them something else. But I suppose they had nothing to lose, so they went a bit gung-ho. Maybe that went in their favour, but I still feel the control we had in the game, I can't understand why we couldn't just somebody just get the foot on the ball and start us playing again. But listen, the game swung in their favour when they scored, so 10 minutes, and they didn't score another, so that's the positive. But I'm just really disappointed we couldn't regain the control we had for 75 minutes of the game.
And Southport's now, the game's still come thick and fast. We've played 8, we'll have played 10 by this time next week. Southport, we had a great result there last season, and they they've had a similar start to us, but it's a very difficult place to go.
Yep, they're a full-time outfit. I think people sometimes forget that with Southport. They're in every day, so they get that extra time to work with the lads. Very good manager, been there, seen it, done it. Very good coach, I'm good friends with Macca, John McCarthy. So somebody we certainly won't be taking lightly, and we're desperate for the points, so we won't be going there to try and nick something. We'll be going there to try and win, or definitely take something home with us. So it'll be an interesting encounter, because both of us aren't far apart in the league sittings at the moment, so it makes for quite a tasty game.
That's the thoughts of Phil Parkinson there on Altrincham's second victory of the season, 3-1 against Farsley Celtic this afternoon, which is a great relief to everybody and gets the Robins marching up the table, just 3 points off the playoffs now.